There's been studies that demonstrated that the higher a body count a woman has before marriage, the less likely she is to be satisfied in a marriage, and the more likely she is to divorce. And this seems pretty reasonable. However, they never actually address what happens to a man who has a high body count, a man who has sexual abundance. And I hate to break it to you guys, but the same thing happens to guys as it happens to women. They're a lot more likely to divorce or end relationships and not be satisfied in any kind of like marriage or long-term relationship. This is self-explanatory. To deny this fact is completely going against reality. Think about it. If you've had sex with like a ton of women and then you finally end up in a relationship with one, like a marriage, you are far more likely to end that marriage when things get difficult. When the marriage isn't like there's beyond repair and things aren't going the way you planned, the likelihood of you ending the relationship are very high because you know you can find another one. It's not like a guy who's never had sex before or has very little sexual experience. When he gets married, it's his one and only. And the odds of him like divorcing or leaving his or cheating on his wife are very low because he knows he can't replace her. I'm sure you've heard this before, any of the older guys. I've had countless ex-players come up to me and be like, man, I wish I had your life. I wish I never got married. Marriage was the dumbest mistake. You're really smart for not getting married. And these were all guys that were good looking, really in good shape, and they were players before they got married. And guess which guys were all about marriage? Super excited, could not say enough good things about their marriage. And it was the guys that had very little sexual experience before they met their wives. And it makes total sense. Like, to these beta guys, like, marriage is like the only time they have sex, or even that's debatable. But to like the guys that have lots of sex before they got married, it's kind of a letdown in terms of like, man, like this kind of sucks compared to what I'm used to. So yes, you will not experience the same kind of love that a beta will. Betas experience beta love. And that's the all-encompassing, I will do anything to keep her. Whatever it takes, my life depends on keeping this woman. Doesn't matter what I have to do, I will do what it takes to keep her. I'll do whatever she says, because I can't replace her. There's no way I'd ever find another girl like her. And this is not how guys with a lot of sexual experience behave. Because they know damn well that they can find other girls. And it's not that difficult. So yeah, as a guy with a high body count, you will not experience the same kind of beta love that most guys experience. This is the kind of love that, you know, love songs are written about. You can't stop thinking about her and you'll do anything to keep her. No, the kind of love you'll experience, it'll be a more mature love. That's, you know, you can think logically, you can think rationally when you're in love with a woman because you've been down this road so many times. However, the beta is all emotions with no rational thought, no logical thought. And that's the difference. You don't get that like emotional highs that you will with beta love. But in the end, I think that's a good thing. Because when you stop thinking rationally and logically, that's when you make mistakes and that's when you can't solve problems. And that's why I think guys with a lot of relationship experience actually have an advantage in marriage because they've dealt with all kinds of problems before. And they know how to handle difficult women. They know how to handle problems in a relationship. Whereas the beta has like no experience doing that, which is why they fail so often. So yes, as a high body count guy, you will lose your ability to love in the conventional way of that, you know, the kind of love that like love songs are written about. But the love that you'll experience will be more even keel, more logical, and less emotional. And that's a good thing because it allows you to keep women for as long as you want them, because you can think rationally about, like, how do I solve this problem, instead of being like governed by your emotions and, scaring her off. As a high body count man, you are more likely to end the relationship than the woman. Just like a high body count woman is more likely to end a relationship with a man. Because the high body count man or woman knows that, you know what, like, things are difficult. It's not that difficult for me to find a replacement or find someone that, is comparable. And that's what separates, the high body count people from the low body count people. Because the low body count people have never experienced sexual abundance. So to them, like, any kind of sex or relationship is a big deal and worth holding on to, no matter the cost. Whatever, problems it causes in their life, they'll cling to it like their life depends on it. All right, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching.